Kim Cheatle, the director of Secret Services, has officially resigned following her humiliating and embarrassing testimony that she gave at Congress, where she showcased her inability to basically answer any question at all. I mean, this is like watching a freshman in college, give answers. I mean, there's just nothing there. This is an amateur, and it begs the question wholeheartedly as to how or why she was even selected to be the director of the Secret Services. But Patrick Bet-David and the PBD cast bring receipts and highlights are some of her damning testimony that she gave. You got to see it, folks, because Kim Cheatle is she's just a humiliating stain on American Secret Services and how good that we otherwise should be, but are not. But yeah, Patrick Bet-Davis, PBD cast. Let's jump in and check out what they have to say, folks.
I want to watch these, go through them. I was basically just playing AOC to just get, because Vinny was wanting to say something. I don't want to feel like we're going through the panel. Okay. Let's watch all of these and then we'll come back to it. Go ahead, Rob. Play this clip.
Why was Crooks able to fly a drone over the entire area the day of the rally and the day of his assassination attempt?
To my knowledge, he did not fly the drone over the entire area.
How did he fly a drone over the area, period? Any part of the area?
Again, I would have to go back and check the timeline of when that took place and when the event.
Why didn't you bring the timeline with you today to answer our questions?
I don't have all of the answers on the timelines based on the criminal investigation.
Were you not prepared today to answer our questions?
I am prepared to answer the questions based on the information and wanted to be able to provide.
Do you have a timeline
Watch
do you have a timeline at all from any of the day?
I have a timeline that does not have specifics.
How?
That's shocking.
People are
that is
laughing at
absolutely.
You can pause it.
And it's not funny.
No, it's not funny. Of course it's not funny. I got a timeline here to go through. What do you mean you don't have a timeline, right? You got July 13, 510. Crooks is seen on the rally grounds, and he became a suspicious person of interest at the rally about an hour before Trump walked up to the podium. 20 minutes later, law enforcement officers spot Crooks with a backpack and a golf rangefinder. 22 minutes later, at 5:52, the U.S. Secret Service locates Crooks on the roof of a building about 150 yards from the podium where Trump was set to address the crowd. The lawmaker says Crooks reportedly accessed the rooftop by climbing up an air-conditioned unit, possibly using a ladder. At 6 p.m., that's 8 minutes later, Trump walks up to the podium at the Butler Farm show just after 6 p.m. and speaks to a crowd standing on all sides of him. Minutes later, some rally attendees start pointing towards someone on a nearby rooftop with a rifle, according to witnesses' accounts and video footage from the events. A local law enforcement officer climbs onto the rooftop and sees Crooks with a rifle, sources told Fox News. Crooks points the gun at the officer, who falls back. 12 minutes later, at 6:12, gunshots ring out from the direction of the person on the rooftop about 26 seconds before the shooter's neutralized. Then you got a minute to 7 minutes later, Secret Service agents moved Trump off stage and into a security vehicle. Took him 7 minutes to do it. You don't have a timeline. You're sitting there. Let's continue with this, because this is going to get more and more ludicrous. Play this next clip.
Because Donald Trump is alive, and thank God he is, you look incompetent. If Donald Trump had been killed, you would have looked culpable. There is no aspect of this that indicates that there has been any protection to Donald Trump. The threat was identified before he took the stage, and the shooter was only killed after Donald Trump himself was killed. Not only should you resign, if you refuse to do so, President Biden needs to fire you, because 100%. His life, Donald Trump's life, and all the other people which you protect are at risk because you have no concept of the aspect that the security footprint needs to be correlated to the threat. I yield back.
Go to the Mace one, Rob.
Yes.
Go to the Mace one. That's the main one. Watch this.
You stated earlier, Secret Service is not political. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Would you say leaking your opening statement to Punchbowl News, Politico's Playbook, and Washington Post several hours before you sent it to this committee as being political? Yes or no?
I have no idea how my statement got out.
Well, that's bullshit.
This is what I'm saying, folks. Kim Cheatle has no answer to anything. She either is completely unequipped, doesn't know what's going on, or just plays dumb and lies. Like, this is who they pick for the director of the Secret Service. This is what DEI produces, is candidates like this who get then chosen to be in positions of power. And this is the product. This is what they produce. a failed blocked assassination attempt that, you know, she's afraid to put people on slope roofs. Folks, it is an absolute joke. And if you allow this to propagate into the rest of society and government and businesses, this kind of thinking destroys everything.
So, Mr. Chair.
Did you see the part where she says,
"You're full of shit"?
No, I don't know if you have this. She goes, in my 5 minutes, I will yield to you, and you can give your speech on why you should resign. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Would you like to resign now?
The Vivek
Yes
moment.
Yeah.
or no? And she goes,
said no.
No, thank you. Boom. When you have the Democrats and the Republicans both saying, listen, you got to go. She goes, no, I'm good. Someone needs to fire this lady.
Two
It's
things.
insane.
Two things. I tried looking up her party affiliation. It's not, and you can't find it if she voted Democrat or anything. Joe Biden did appoint her. But guys, and Adam, you made a good point. Let's just fast forward. Donald Trump is dead right now. Guess what happens? She still goes up here. She does not get arrested. Nothing happens to her, PBD. No accountability. They're saying it's incompetence. I think it's highly orchestrated negligence. This is exactly what they do. You kill the king and everybody goes like this. No, it wasn't me. The roof was sloped. He was supposed to be there. Let's put ourselves there. Nothing is going to happen to anybody because they all point and they all blame.
To me, you have
bullshit.
one job. You have one job. If, and it's an A and B thing, president gets shot, you got to go.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
And can I say one thing?
No, I want to
And Adam,
stay.
and I know
What?
people are going to be upset. I'm pretty sure you'll agree with me. This whole female, I don't give a shit. You know who I want in charge of Secret Service? An ex-Navy SEAL sniper, like people that, what the hell has she done? Has she ever served? Has she ever been in combat? This is a security job. I don't want her doing shit, and I don't want 9 short midget Secret Service girls trying to cover my crotch. Like, it's unbelievable.
I think there's something here that we really need to look at. I look at the witness, and I look at the attitude of witnesses, and I have watched a lot of congressional testimony over the years. I've also watched a lot of open testimonies from court, from mob cases. And I can tell you, this is a witness that knows she's protected, that is just defiantly looking at everybody with this FU face and giving no answers. She is protected. She reports to Mayorkas. Mayorkas is protecting her. Someone has told her, look, you're being called to the carpet on this hearing. You are going to hear it. These people are raw. They're upset. You're going to hear it from both sides of the aisle. Don't worry about it. Just get through it. She has no further career. What you just saw here is the end of a career. Where does she go after this? She has to have received a promise and protection. This is exactly the way witnesses for the state stonewall district attorneys, and they have that look on their face that they are not worried about anything, and it's defiance because they've got protection in their pocket. I believe she has received the promise of protection, and whether her career continues or not is not material. You look at that, she feels like I'm cool. This sucks. This is a tough day, but I'm cool. I'm going to get out of this.
Great point.
What's this one, Rob? Oh, I've seen this.
So there's to Vinny's point about DEI hires. This is Tim Burchett, where he calls Kimberly Cheatle the worst DEI hire in history on Capitol Hill.
Let me ask you one more question. You found explosives in the shooter's possession. Is that correct?
The FBI found explosives.
Do we know who directed this young man how to make those explosives?
I believe that the FBI is still looking into that on their investigation.
Ms. Cheatle, you said that the buck stops with me, and I agree. I don't think you should resign. I think you should have been fired. Ma'am, you are a DEI horror story.
Yeah, folks, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about what Patrick Bet-Davis and the PDB podcast had to say about Kim Cheatle's testimony and the receipts that they produced? Because, yeah, the DEI hires, when you start choosing people other than who is best qualified for the position, you get people who are not the best qualified for the position, and then you get results like this. And it's like, would any of you hire someone who wasn't the best to take care of your kid or work on your car or fix your house? I mean, you want the best. You want quality. You wouldn't hire someone just because they happen to be born as a this or that. No, that's insane. I mean, you're going to mess up your own stuff. So yeah, folks, let me know. This stuff's crazy. DEI has got to go. I'm glad that Patrick Bet-Davis points out this insanity because, yeah, we got to get rid of this, folks. Take care. Let me know. Like and subscribe. I appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.